There is absolutely no doubt that professional sport is big business around the world. It's estimated that the global sports market is worth in excess of $140 billion a year. While football, or soccer, is still the dominant sport in Europe, Africa and Latin America, cricket dominates the Indian subcontinent, and American football, baseball and basketball lead the North American sports market. But no matter what the sport and where it's being played, the financial rewards of elite-level sport cannot be underestimated. Sports team coffers are filled with income from ticket sales or gate revenues. Ticket prices vary wildly from country to country and sport to sport, but can be astonishing. The cheapest match-day ticket to see Chelsea Football Club play in the English Premier League, the wealthiest football league in the world, costs £50 or around $80 US. Huge sums of money are generated from television and media rights, with millions of fans watching live coverage of matches and tournaments from their homes around the world, and increasingly on the move on their smartphones too. Merchandising is vital to the teams as well, with fans eager to snap up the latest kit to show their team loyalty. And many teams' logos now appearing on ever more diverse items. But it's reported that the single biggest financial contribution to global sports revenue is made by sponsorship. Payments made by companies to have their brand name associated with successful sports teams and tournaments. And there aren't just corporate riches on offer. Ultimately, it's the performance of individual athletes that these global sporting brands are built upon. And there's little doubt that the elite few are handsomely rewarded for their sporting prowess, by their club salaries and competition winnings, and by personal multi-million-dollar sponsorship deals. So the allure of such a lucrative, albeit often short-lived, professional sporting career is obvious. These days, it would be fair to assume that as much as any young athlete may strive for the glory of playing for their favourite team, or the honour of representing their country, they're also driven by the potential financial rewards on offer. And more than ever, raw talent and innate ability alone are not going to get you into the echelon of the elite athletes. It requires starting young, training relentlessly, having a dedicated team behind you, and most importantly of all, it now takes science to make it to the top of sport. As world-beating teams like British Cycling know, victory today is all about marginal gains. The team breaks down the sport into its tiniest individual elements, from the design of the helmets to the type of pillow the athletes sleep on and how they wash their hands. Then, using science to help them, they find ways to improve each and every element by just 1%. The resulting combined improvement in performance can mean the difference between the silver and gold medals. And when your team wins 7 out of a possible 10 Olympic gold medals in your sport, like the British cycling track team did in 2012, you know it's a system that works. The role that science plays in the development of elite athletes is multidisciplinary, but it can be broken down into 3 core areas: biomechanics, physiology, and psychology. Biomechanics looks at the mechanics of human movement. The discipline often includes the study of the interaction between an athlete and their equipment and environment, with the aim of enhancing performance and avoiding injury. The design of sporting equipment is constantly evolving, and sometimes changes to their kit, whether it be footwear, rackets or clubs, can make or break an athlete. Physiology, the study of how exercise changes the function and structure of the body, is one of the most obvious ways that science is integrated into the sporting development of athletes. Scientific methods and technology are used to assess and monitor how athletes' bodies respond to training, both physically and chemically. This data enables coaches to evaluate an athlete's potential and allows specific training programs to be developed to ensure optimal performance is achieved. A simple scientific test like VO2 max, which measures the maximum rate at which the heart, lungs and muscles can use oxygen during exercise, is now a standard training tool for any professional athlete. Participants wear a mask on a treadmill or cycle. Their exercise intensity is gradually increased and the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide are monitored. With analysis of the data gathered, this test can accurately measure fitness levels. The test, repeated regularly, can gauge the effect of any training on the athlete's fitness. Athletes who take part in sports that require endurance, such as long-distance running or rowing, often have the highest VO2 scores. In recent years, more efficient ways of improving fitness have been developed through the use of this type of scientific data. A good example of this is high-intensity interval training, often referred to as HIIT. It has been proved that athletes can improve their fitness level much more effectively by exercising in repeated short bursts of very intense activity. Some research has suggested that it might only take 3 minutes of high-intensity exercise a week to considerably improve the fitness of the average person. Psychology is perhaps the most challenging discipline of sports science. While it's easy to quantify how a physical training program can improve an athlete's performance, it's much more difficult to assess the role that psychology plays. But there's no doubt that a positive mental attitude is absolutely essential for success in high-level sport. Professional athletes work with sports psychologists who help them to achieve and maintain high levels of self-confidence, motivation and concentration during training and competition. And perhaps most importantly of all, psychologists will also help them to control their emotions and deal with adversity when things aren't going their way. Because every professional athlete knows that even with the best coaches and scientists in the world on your side, victory will ultimately boil down to you versus your opponent and who wants it more.